Purification. Purification. ¿Estás listo?
Yes, sir.
Ready? All right, let's get started. Well, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to DeLoco Podcast. I appreciate you guys for tuning in today. This is episodio número 42, number 42, the big 42. We just had episodio número 41. Now, again, I'm not talking about Univision, nada que ver. The episode was better than Univision.
Yeah.
Mejor que en Primer Impacto, okay? Let's just say that. That episode was super fire. Appreciate the guys from Oasis Snacks and Delights. Shout out to those guys. Today we have somebody special today on episode number 42. As the title is mentioned here, TikTok Famoso. TikTok Famoso. I just put it that way because don't say no, because you are. Mr. Alex Garza is here with us in the house today. Should have been episode number 23, but of course we could not do it. Yeah. He was busy at the time. So I'm glad to say that he's here today on episode number 42. Guys, again, before I continue, you can listen to DeLoco Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio Podcasts. And then as well, you want to go over to YouTube. If you haven't got a YouTube, you can look up DeLoco Podcast. There's this big guy on there que Dios le bendició con una cara pero bendecida, bro. Puro papi chulazo, bro. Por favor, guys, subscribe. Yes, subscribe to my channel. And you guys were able to see us and watch us for episode number 42. So, bro, thank you for coming, man.
No, thank you for the invite.
Of course, dude. It's been a long time coming. I know we were texting and talking back and forth at church as well. So we're going to get into that, too. For everyone's listening, like, well, he goes to your church. Yes, he does go to my church. So we're going to get into that. But, of course, like I titled it, I said it, TikTok famous. What I want to know, the majority is shout out. So Alex's sister's here. She's right there. She's recording today. So shout out to her. She's here today.
She's getting some BTS.
Yes, she's getting some filming done in here. And she has actually been on majority of your shorts, films, reels, TikToks. So the biggest question that I wanted to know from you from the time that I've been talking to you is what kind of made you want to start TikTok or making short videos?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you again for this invite. This is going to be a moment for my life because this is my first podcast.
Oh, so dude.
I should probably get a shirt with the 42 on it.
Bro. Mira, we have to make it official then, okay?
Yeah.
Estás escuchando DeLoco Podcast.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yes, perfect, dude. Man, what an honor, dude. First podcast, dude. That's cool.
What a better place to be in.
Right? What a better place. Thank you, man. Again, I appreciate that.
No, but going back to your question, I mean, this started back in 2019. Like people think, I feel like that's a lot. What happens a lot with influencers, they start popping off, and people think that they just started. Yeah. And the reality is that no. I love telling the story, right? Because it's like the process that you go through. But yeah, my siblings and I started in 2019 with a YouTube channel, and it started doing good. But one thing led to another, and we didn't pursue that. But yeah, I mean, eventually I was like, no, I want to keep going, right? We always had that of like just posting stuff. It all started 2019, and then eventually I decided to like try TikTok, and I was like, okay, I gotta offer people something that they want to watch, right? Because I like saying how like people really don't when people like posting vlogs. People like don't really care about your life until you have a following, right? Yeah. So that was my question. That was like my filter that I would run my content through, and I was like, what can I offer people that would like they find interesting? And yeah, that's when I was like, okay, I gotta make them laugh at least.
Make it laugh at least, right?
Something relatable.
So how many siblings do you have?
It's 5 of us total.
5.
So so it's Lily. She's right here. Shout out. Alfredo. He's right in the middle of us. And then 2 younger ones. They've come out of my videos too.
Yeah, as I was about to say, the youngest one. I've seen him on your TikTok.
Yeah, one of my most viral videos. It was like a novela one.
Have you seen it? I've seen it. Yeah, they both came out of it. So both of those, smaller, those are your brothers. Yeah. Oh wow, dude!
But it was like a perfect match of like time of the timeline because like we all look alike a little bit. So,
bro, you know which ones I laugh at the most is when your sister dresses up as a dude. Who's that other guy that you have in there?
Which one? My brother? Maybe?
Okay, so my favorite one that you have is where she's by the gate and she's telling him, no, ya se fue. And then you go up in the house.
Which one's that one?
And you're laying in the bed.
So that's the one with Edwin.
Edwin. Is that his name?
Edwin Luna, that's the Tracalosa one.
Yes.
Oh, but you're talking about where it's like it was all like
Yes.
inverted characters, right?
Yes,
like
inverted.
I was the guy. My brother was the
Yes.
sister, like a girl, right?
Yes. Dude, that's like my favorite one. So that's the guy's name?
The other guy is Rollis.
Rollis.
Oh, the skinny dude.
The skinny, yeah.
No. Him and I, like, we both started like together, like that.
Okay,
my
that's
brother right there.
the thing I was gonna ask, bro. Dude, I laughed so hard when I saw, and I didn't even know that was your sister at first. I didn't even recognize her, and then once I started seeing all the videos, it's like, what the heck? That's his sister that's doing that. The makeup and everything to make it look like she had a beard and all that, dude. It's hilarious,
and
dude.
I mean, people ask like, "Oh, why would you make her play a guy and you play a girl?" And I'm like, "It's comedy, you know, like that's the
what
whole
makes it
point of
funny, bro.
Exactly. If I just play a guy, like it's just gonna be another video. But
Yeah.
going that little extra detail, like you said, like with your cameras, is like that's what people notice the difference. you know?
Yeah. So that's cool, dude. So you got all your family involved
Yeah.
in the
A little bit,
in your videos, the majority of your videos.
Not all the time, but
Yeah.
like, as much as I can.
And I like that you keep all the same people. Like in every video, it's the same, but now you're like playing a different character.
Yeah.
This person's playing a different character. Like it's twisted, so it's not it's the same thing all over again.
Exactly.
Which it'll make it not boring, but it'll make it repetitive.
Exactly.
If you want me to say that.
And that's why, like, I have a couple series that thank God they've done really well. But that's why, like, and like the truth is, I have a bunch of other parts that I could continue on them, but I don't, because if I just do one every day or one every other week, like people will get bored of them and they wouldn't be as funny. So when I see something that really hits, like I keep it. I'm like, okay, this is gold.
Yeah.
We'll post again in 3 weeks, like, you know. But I just working. But
That's what I was gonna ask too. Like, so because everybody, for those that are listening, there's like it's called an algorithm on Instagram, TikTok, on YouTube as well too. Because I've seen it to where I post, and I can get like majority of my videos get like 1.2K views, and then the next one's only 600, 700. So like, is there like a way or a time that you certainly post that, or a day you certainly post that? Because I don't know about any of that, dude.
Like from my experience, from like when I started, I was posting like 3 times a day for like almost 3 months in a row. So it was like, it was a lot, right?
Yeah.
So from that, I kind of realized that it's all superstition mainly, right?
Yeah.
But something that I do recommend for like people that are starting off is like send the links to your friends, tell them to comment, tell them to this, because that it maybe won't make your video viral, but it will definitely like boost it up, like those 500 views that will pay off at the end.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay. So that's the kind of And you still do that to this day. You send a link out, or it's just.
I mean, to this day, I've done it like everywhere. Now that I remember, like whenever I do remember, I send it just like, let's say, to my mom when I do want to watch them. But like before, like I would send it to 10-20 people. Like, hey, could you comment? Hey, could you comment?
Yeah.
And people think like you just gotta go look for those views.
Yeah, you just gotta go look for it, man. And that's cool. ¿Y qué dice la mamá? What is your mom? That's the biggest thing here. Is
I mean, at first they weren't all in there, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
And I understood, but since I understood that it was like my dream, I wasn't gonna push it on them.
Yeah.
You know, and so I just had to come to senses with like, okay, like they're not gonna support me like financially and stuff. So how do I make it work?
How do you do that?
Yeah, how do I make it work while like I keep making videos? How do I make my money pay my bills while I keep doing this? And then I mean, slowly but surely it started working, and recently, thanks to God, like I've been doing to pursue this full time.
So now you're doing this full time, completely full time.
Yeah.
And again, how many followers do you have on TikTok right now?
Just turned 1.5 million. And about to be 1.6.
Nice, bro.
We've been doing good recently.
Awesome, bro. That's awesome, dude, to see your growth, man, and seeing the videos. And we love them, bro. Shout out to Luis Garay, Francisco Garay.
Oh, yeah.
So the way I found out about you that you're going to our church was because of Frankie. So Frankie is the guy who plays the keyboard for Espanol. Okay. So, of course, I play drums at the church, and I hadn't played in Spanish in a while. I was playing for English, and then they were going to rotate us around. And he had told me, he goes, hey, bro, there's a TikToker here, bro. And I was like, who? He goes, I don't know his name, bro. He goes, I don't know his name. He goes, but I saw him at service. I go, where? He goes, in the English service. I go, oh, okay. He goes, pero habla español, bro. I said, okay. He goes, bro, tráelo. Like, try to call him. So I'm like, okay. So finally we did some chisme digging in the church, and we found out his name's Alex Garza. I said, okay, Alex Garza. But I already have been following you already for a while, but I didn't know your name.
Okay.
I put the face and the name together. I said, okay, perfect. Okay, then that's Alex Garza. So I said, okay, I'm going to keep my distance. I don't want him to feel bombarded. He's barely coming. Tampoco, me quieren usar.
No.
I don't want that either, right? So let me just give him a little bit of time. So we gave it some time. And then, of course, I reached out to you. And then, of course, you said, yeah. So we met at church. We talked for a little bit. We had set a date, but then some stuff started coming up. You were already going to go do something else, traveling and all that. So I said, okay, cool. And then recently I texted you again and I said, hey, let me see if he's free, because I was supposed to have somebody else this coming up week, but they're sick right now with the COVID that's coming back for, I don't know, many reasons, right? So I said, well, you know what? Let me see if maybe he can come this time around. Because I know your schedule back then was like, no, I can't go. I can't do Monday through Wednesday. I can do Wednesday through Friday.
Out of town a lot. Yeah.
So I said, okay, so let me try. When you said yes, I said, okay, perfect. We can finally make it happen. Because a bunch of the guys at church are like, bro, it never happened, or ¿qué pasó? I'm
like, what happened?
Yeah, I'm like, no, it's gonna happen. It's just the scheduling, man. It doesn't help, man.
And I mean, right now it was the perfect date, because actually, like Monday, this weekend I'm also gonna leave to record, and then Monday I fly out to Monterrey. Like you hit right on the dot. That's why when you told me, I was like, okay, that's your day.
Yeah,
like,
bro, perfect, man. And I was gonna say like the scheduling part. So now that you're traveling and stuff like that, do you take your siblings with you? You go your own, or?
Well, that's what
so let me ask you about.
Out.
Okay, so let me ask you: is Lily your partner? Like is she in charge of like your stuff of? I don't want to say management, right? Porque es tu hermana, right? Tampoco no quiero que te mande, bro.
No. Well, we literally just had like a meeting like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, ves, bro.
It's
not even a brother sister. It's already a meeting, bro. Yeah, ves.
Es que, like, I like to keep it like professional to the point where like I could be like on her if she doesn't do something, and she could also be on me, like, hey, like you're not recording as much as we should, like this or that.
Okay, perfect.
If we treat it to like, oh yeah, whenever.
Yeah,
and like you said, I'm also like that. Like, hey, we got to get things done, and if it doesn't happen a certain way, like I don't want to work with you no more, because like I want people that will build
man.
Put in the same effort as I do, if not more.
Yeah, man, exactly. So I mean, that's cool. That's really, really cool. So that she's in the picture and she's like on you, which is good. I mean, it's good in a way that you are choosing your sister, because what better person to get on you than your own sister? Like, hey, bro, ¿qué está pasando? You need to be recording more. You need to do this.
No, and also especially like we'll get on this later too, but like with my walk with God and everything, like, I wouldn't want to just like a random stranger come in and something that God has built in my life, just to give it away like that,
Yeah, of course, dude.
Bring things from the world, and like instead of someone that's like already that I know how she's doing with God and everything, and I could tell her straight up like, hey, let's pray about this, let's do this, let's do that.
Yeah. So I don't mean to throw your sister right in the midst of everything, right? Just bombard her, right? Because she's sitting over there. Everyone can hear though, because these mics pick up everything pretty well. So she's part of your thing, but then I also saw that she does like some stuff with like gym clothing, right? Like you're like an ambassador, or you were an ambassador, or
I'm
trying, right?
Yes, I have barely started recording like gym videos and like motivation and fitness.
Okay.
I mean, she would be able to tell you how many times, like, since I started making TikTok and it started like popping up, how many times I've told her and my brother, like, get on TikTok, right? Like, there's not gonna be a better chance than right now. Good, right? Because, like, I mean, I don't know if God's gonna like take this away, in a year or two. So take advantage of it.
Take advantage of it now.
And yeah, I mean, hopefully she keeps on doing it, and she's been doing good. She's at what, 30,000? Right?
Yeah, I was at 29 before we left for the game, and
yeah, and like those last 2 days, she's gone up like 3K, dude. Like, she's been doing good
That's
too,
good,
but
dude.
she's got to stay on it.
That's good, man.
Yeah,
that's really good that you guys are really striving to be better.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, like, I tell a lot of people, like you said right now, and I've mentioned it to many people. They tell me, like, hey, man, you're just, like, barely coming up, like, overnight. Like, right now, I'm super blessed, bro. People are listening like crazy right now. But I've been at it for 2 years.
Exactly.
2 years, but I've been working, trabajando, bro, trying to figure out. Like I just told you right now, con la cámara, something simple. I'm a perfectionist. I want it to look a certain way. I want it to sound a certain way. Because I feel that it's appealing to an eye, to where it's going to make you get attracted. And it's super true. Like the 30 seconds or 40 seconds that you post on TikTok, that's a if you want to say, mira, I don't even know how to say it right, puro mexicano, attention span, right, of a person being, right? 30 to 40 seconds, that's what a person wants, and then they're on to the next thing. Yeah. So within the 30 to 40 seconds or a minute, I'm going to make sure that I try to give them something that it's entertaining, that they're gonna like really grasp and just not swipe up. They're gonna stay there and watch the entire thing.
Exactly.
Not just 10 seconds of it. Nah, man, let me.
No, because if not, like, I mean, how do you scroll on TikTok? Like,
Yeah.
I just relate it to myself. I'm like,
Yeah.
whenever I'm watching, I'm like, scroll. If a video doesn't catch my attention span in like a second or two, I'm like, oh, next, right? Like,
Yeah.
it seems boring.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I mean, you'll notice it after this, but if you go back to my videos, every single one of them is basically like, it starts with like either like saying hi to each other or like something happening or something falling. So that it's like, it breaks that pattern of like,
Instead of you waiting for something to happen,
Yeah.
it's already happening
it's already
before your
happening.
eyes
So
already.
like you switch and it's like, hey, yo, what's up? And it's like, okay, well, why are they saying hi? And
Yeah.
by the time that you read the title, you're already 5 seconds deep. So
you're,
it's like,
you're already into. Might as well just watch it already.
yeah, it's little things like that.
And
that
that's
you
a very good strategic that you have. That's very
Yeah.
smart of you. I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to go home and I'm gonna have to look
No, you should
because
definitely
it
do
does make sense,
Yeah.
like to try to do that. You know what's crazy is you're talking about that, right? But I was reading about like the algorithms, all that YouTube, TikTok, everything is social media. So I don't know if you know this or not, right? But since you're like an influencer, you do all these things, and you have to have like a certain thing that strategically takes you differently away from everybody else, right? You're that's different. That's what you make different from
Yeah.
somebody else's videos. So, Farrell, the guy who makes music, the actual,
yeah?
he's a producer. So I don't know if you know this, but I just barely found this out. And I'm a musician. So he does a 4 count with any composer he does. There's a 4 count on every song that differentiates him to let you know that he was part of that song.
I think I saw something like that.
So
recently,
if you go to all the songs that he's collabed with,
yeah.
listen to the song and count to 4, and then the song starts. So the beat starts, and then after the 4 count, like count in your head 4, a lyric will come out.
Oh yeah.
Every
That's what I
song
saw.
he's done that since he started his career, and he said he's done that to make himself different, so people can know, oh, he was on that track.
That's how I know, right?
That's how he goes. That's what's people gonna know. They don't have to read it. They'll know like, oh, dude, there's that 4 count. It's what's his name,
Yeah.
which is smart, dude. That right now you're talking about. I was thinking about it because I was reading on it yesterday, because I said, no, what tenemos un famoso aquí, bro? I have to be able to par. No,
Do
por
your
favor,
homework.
do my homework. So yeah, I was reading up on that, and it's true, man. Especially right now, like I'm getting more on TikTok than anything.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get like with the algorithms and posting it here, posting it there, and dude, it works. Like I know I have some friends here in San Antonio that are big TikTokers as well, and they're influencers, and they're like, bro, you just have to know when to post it, when to post it, who to tell, who not to tell. Like you just gotta know when to do it, how to do it, but you just gotta be, constant. It's gotta be a constant thing that you're doing, not just
that's
don't
the
just
biggest part.
whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, everyone wants to do it, right? But it's just like a business, right? Everyone thinks it's gonna be easy because you grab a phone, but once you actually have to do it, you do it for a day or two, and then you're like, wait, hold up, and then once you realize that no, like this is an everyday thing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, like that's when people realize, okay, wait, maybe I don't want to do this because it is.
Dude, it takes some time. Like right now, this right here, it's like a job.
Exactly.
This is a job. So I have a team, right, which are my brothers as well. So my brothers, they know how to run lights. They know how to do the videos, editing, everything. They know how to do that. But when it comes to the shorts and the reels, I edit everything.
Yeah.
Because I want it to look a certain way. I want it to be transitioning a certain way. Like I'm telling you, I can sit. So everybody listen. So the 15 seconds or 20, 30 seconds that you see of him coming out in a video, took him about an hour to edit.
Yeah.
At least. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, it's also depending the video,
right?
Yeah, depending the video, but like the novela ones or like the ones that are like,
right?
There's a production behind it, yeah, for sure. And
correct.
And it's just 30 seconds.
30 seconds, and it takes you about an hour for you to edit.
People don't realize.
People don't realize that. Like, I can give them like the best minute of a short for the next episode coming up, and they're like, dude, that was spot on. It's like, yeah, but if you would have gone to my house and see how long, I was like, what clip can I put there? What makes sense, right? Your mind's like going like constantly, like trying to figure out, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, this is what I'm not gonna do. No, I'm gonna take that off. And there's been videos where I'm gonna post them and I'm like, I look at them, I'm like, nah, I don't like that. Let me take it off.
And one little thing, right? You gotta take
it could be something so small,
you gotta
bro.
render the whole thing again.
Oh my god, I hate that, bro.
No, it's happened. And,
I hate that.
And what was I gonna say? I totally forgot. It was about like that's been my biggest problem too with like YouTube.
YouTube.
Like, I hopped on it. Like my own channel recently, and I did it for a whole month, but I realized that I like with TikTok and everything, how demanding TikTok is for me now, is there's no way of me being able to like sustain that schedule, right? Like editing like a 8-10 minute video on YouTube, that's like over 10 hours of editing, right?
Dude.
For sure. So, but that's been my biggest problem. Like you said, like I like doing things a certain way that I know that someone else won't do the same way.
They're not gonna take the same amount of effort.
Exactly. Like they're like, even though I'm paying them, they're not gonna be like, no, like this has to be this way.
It's
So,
like, no, that's not the way I want it though.
Exactly.
I want it like this.
and that's been like why I've struggled so much in finding that editor, because I'm like,
Bro, it's hard.
will he be creative like me? Will he go that extra mile like me?
Yeah.
Will he do this? Because I'm like that. So it's like,
And see, bro, that's why I picked. My brother's. He's got a production company called Mothership Productions, right?
Yeah.
So he does all that stuff like that. But I'm glad I was able to get him the way I was able to get him. At first, he couldn't because of work and stuff like that. I mean, he still works, right? But he knows me already. Like, he knows what I want. He knows what I like. He knows the chops. He knows the timing. He knows everything that I like. So I get you, bro, to try to find the right person, bro. It's hard because they can send you a video, and to them, it's like, no, hombre, le va a gustar.
Yeah.
And you're there
And
like,
you're like, bro, what is this?
bro, ¿qué pasó aquí, bro? Pues, no, look, this is what I was thinking. Well, that you didn't explain yourself fully. Well, not. And then what you end up doing? You end up getting the phone and you do it yourself.
You do it yourself.
Or you get the laptop and you end up editing everything yourself, dude. I hate that, bro.
Yeah, and
I
that's
hate
why.
that.
That's one of my biggest things too.
I hate that, bro. But the thing is, the effort that you put into it, people see it, dude.
Yeah.
They do see it, man.
And people don't realize that. Like, people will like, when I tell people like, do this, do that, go this extra mile, and they're like, no, I mean, this will work. It's like, and maybe right now no one will notice, but in the long run, they'll be like, oh, I remember the dude used to do this like super high quality since the beginning. They did that, they did this.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna make you stand out at the end of the day, like from other creators that maybe do the same thing. They do comedy is like, okay, this guy only does this type of videos, but this guy does everything and does it this way and goes that extra mile and is traveling and is doing this, you know?
Yeah, bro. That's my thing. Like, you have to kind of want to, if you love doing what you're doing, you have to make that effort. Yeah. Like, you really do have to make that effort. And people, like you said, people don't see that and they don't understand that. No. But I think that's cool what you're doing on the TikTok game, on Instagram. So how do you do that? You whatever you post on TikTok, you just straight to Instagram también, ¿verdad?
Yeah, I mean, that's actually how my Instagram kind of blew up too. I mean, it's not as big as TikTok.
Yeah,
still, because like for some reason, like my conversion rate wasn't good, and I was like, why, right? Like, why? But yeah, I just started posting them over here, and 1, 2 blew up, and after that, all the videos are kind of doing good. But yeah, I have to just stay consistent on Instagram. I haven't been the same, but that's the TikTok, because that's my baby,
yeah, and that's my thing, bro. Like, I've been more at it with the Instagram and the TikTok. So an idea that we had was, like I texted you earlier, was to do a TikTok with each guest.
Yeah,
bro. Once I posted that first one, like, people were like, I think I have like 12,000, 15,000 views on the very first one that I posted. Yeah.
That's really good
so
for a podcast too.
Yeah, dude. So I said, okay, cool. So then once I started posting, people were messaging me like, bro, that's an awesome idea for you to do TikToks with your guests. Like, that's another promotion thing. And that's what differentiates you and makes you different from everyone else. So that's why I texted you this afternoon. Like, hey, bro, we're going to do one today, bro. Because I'm just trying to be different, bro, and just putting more stuff out there, bro. Because people are going to be like, oh, it's the picture. And then we have to wait a week, and then it comes out. But you can get a picture that they're gonna get the picture the day that we're recording, and then they're gonna get a sneak peek. Oh, look, it's these two payasos there. Exactly. You know what I mean? So they like that, you know, and I like it too, bro. Because for me, when I'm gonna go watch something or watch a movie, bro, how dumb would it be if they start promoting all kinds of movies? Yeah. They never show a trailer. Are you gonna go watch it?
You're gonna be like, what is this about?
Exactly. Yeah. You're not gonna go watch it without the trailer.
That teaser.
Pero al contrario, bro. Ahorita los trailers, pues ya pa' que me voy a ir. Ya me enseñaron todo el video.
For real, they showed the whole movie.
Extra le puso el cuerno a este y luego se fue para allá y pues...
Ya para qué vas, ya sabes toda la película entera.
You already saw it. You already saw the whole telenovela already on TV.
Yeah, no, but that's something that I also tell all my friends, that even that they don't do social media. Con sus negocios les digo, like, hop on TikTok. Like, it's so organic right now,
bro,
that you don't realize how much it could change your life. Because for me, someone that watches my videos and maybe they won't watch it again, right? If a video goes viral. But for a business, maybe locally, let's say it gets 1 million views. Let's say out of that 1 million, like 1,000 people go to your business.
Go to your business,
1,000 customers that will probably come back if your business is good enough.
Yeah.
You know, for me, maybe like social media is so hard that like they'll just slide. But for you, if they already went, they're gonna be like, oh, I like it. That's money right there.
Yeah.
That's money. Like that, the conversion rate is way higher.
It's crazy, bro. Like the guys that I just had here from Oasis Snacks, they're over there off of Culebra. They were talking about it too, how they were transitioning from just posting on Instagram to posting on TikTok. They're like blowing up right now. People are going left and right to the shop because, hey, I saw you on TikTok. Yeah. What about Instagram? No, TikTok. Bro, that's crazy.
It's just organic, dude. Like,
dude, that is so crazy how people are just. I mean,
everyone's
on TikTok, dude. Everyone's on TikTok, dude.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to say it, right? But I give it about another year or two. Facebook's not gonna exist anymore.
You think?
I don't think it's gonna exist, bro.
I
don't think so. Honestly, because everybody's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Mira, and this is the only reason why I say it, right? And I was just talking to one of my buddies about it. If you notice, the majority of people that are on Facebook, they've been on Facebook since like 2010, 2012.
The OGs.
The OGs, right? I joined Facebook like in 2016, 2015 or whatever it is. The majority of the people son puros, hey, check this out. Estoy cocinando. ¿Son quién? Son las tías, las primas y todo. And on Instagram, it's all the youngies que, mira, look where I'm at, restaurant, nice filter, and it's a totally different
demographics, right?
Dude, it's crazy. You go on Instagram and it's just, this is what I mean, and that's it. You go on Instagram, somebody puts a nice picture, trae la coca con la sweat, like they think of everything to make the grand picture look like on it, like to get the likes, to get that, man, dude, that looks really delicious.
Yeah, they go out of their way to make it look enticing, right?
You know?
Like, yeah.
But on Facebook, ay, tía, ¿por qué estás haciendo eso otra vez, tía? No. And then you have like only one like, but 35,000 comments.
De las tías. Mijito, me saludas a tu mamá.
Me saludas a tu mamá. No, mi mamá dijo que mañana vamos a ir para allá. Ah, está bueno, mijo.
Ahí nos vemos.
Entonces tenemos aquí recalentado aquí, mijo, si quieres, mijo.
Vénganse a la casa.
Hijo, so bro, no. And I say because, I mean, my wife's, that's the tias on Facebook, bro. Yeah. They only have one like, pero 100 comments where they're all talking to each other. And they all have phones. You can text each other. Y'all know that, right? You don't have to do it here. You don't have to do
it in the comments, right? You can go on WhatsApp or whatever.
Get off of there. Get on the WhatsApp. And y'all do on the group. No, they're there talking back and forth. And the thing is, bing, 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 bing. Y hasta la suegra también con los lentes y todo. Y que, ay, ¿qué dijo? It's like, just go to the WhatsApp.
Hasta mi abuelita está en Facebook en la noche llegamos. Y
bro.
She didn't even have a phone before. And now she's just like, they gave her a phone and you just hear like... Oye, ¿viste, mijo, qué pasó el otro? We're like, where did you hear that? She was like, lo vi en Facebook.
Lo vi en Facebook. Bro, but you know what's crazy, though? And I feel so bad, bro, because like I said, the demographic's different.
Yeah.
So there was a mattress, right? There was a mattress that my wife still wanted to buy. You know how you have those market things or whatever that pop up like, hey, you can buy this mattress, $34.99 y quién sabe qué. Bro, the majority of them are scams, bro, right? Yeah. So the tía sent my suegra the post, and then my suegra sent it to me. Mijo, ¿cómo lo puedo comprar? And I'm like, what is this? Like in Chinese letters. And I'm like, what is it? Lo miré en Facebook, mijo. Dijo que es $34. Es cierto. And I'm like, no. And they're like, ay, pero se mira bueno, mijo. El mejor que es Walmart. No. Don't.
Le ve las letras chinas.
Dude, bro, it's like, that didn't give it away that it's a scam. Don Chino. Like, how are you going to read that? But they read the $34.99. How is that possible?
I think my dad also actually got scammed out of like a dolly that lifts like super heavy things, but it's like small enough so you can have it at the house. He's like, oh, it's just $100, mijo. Like, I ordered it. And then he's like 2 weeks later, like, hey, like, could you check where it's at? It's not getting here. And then I'm like, Dad, yeah, I think you got scammed.
Bro, eso se pasó a mi papá también, bro. When he first joined Facebook. Era durante Christmas, bro. Y a nosotros le encantamos de Christmas. Dijo el picture, 6-foot Grinch que se movía y todo eso.
Oh, for
6-foot Grinch for $85. Okay, for Christmas. He was new to, and we were like telling him over, no lo compres, pa, porque te van a picar los ojos, pa. No, terco, lo compró. Una mini Grinch así, bro, puro plush. Que llegó a la casa, bro. Estaba enchilado, bro. He was like, we're like, we told you. There's no way they're going to sell this big old 6-foot thing that they sell at Home Depot for $425 for $85.
And
there's no way, dude.
And the thing is, they know people like cheap stuff.
Yes, cheap stuff. And then, bro, this is why I'm saying demographic is different. Facebook knows how to get like.
Yeah.
They know the demographic of this person that's on this phone. Oh, they're about 50, so let me send them this.
Yeah, they know who to get, right? They're not advertising things for like for 5-year-olds. You know?
No, like for us, like hats, shirts, like hey, go check this out. Okay, all that's cierto, pero todas las abuelitas that are on their tías that are swiping and they're looking menudo, they're looking on. Buy the newest and greatest crock pot. You won't have to grab it. You can grab it barehanded. You don't have to. Ay, me lo voy a comprar para.
Nunca lo tienes que tocar.
Bro, ¿pa qué?
Te sirve la comida sola al plato.
Bro. El Facebook, bro, son mañosos, bro. ¿Por qué hacen eso? I've been noticing that more lately than usual. But on Instagram, it's puro los youngie gunnies, bro. It's just the young guns on there, dude. But, all right, man. 30 minutes is up, dude. We're about to go to commercial break.
Let's go.
Have you done your taxes?
Not yet.
Por favor, Lily, por favor.
¿Quién me puede ayudar?
Mira, déjame decirte who can help you out. So, guys, this commercial break is sponsored by JD and Associates LLC, bookkeeping and tax services. So, if you guys need to get your bookkeeping and your tax services, head on over to JD Associates. They'll take care of you. Make sure that you don't get your eyes poked out like they get poked out on Facebook. Then, once you're done getting your money back and your bookkeeping, you can go with my friend Eduardo. He's got a group of guys. They can make your house look más bonita, bro. Pisos, lo que sea, una pintudita para acá, para allá. Pick up the curtain, que it's already been falling down since 1999, pero he can pick it up for you, bro. Remodel everything for you. So, guys, we'll be right back with Alex Garza right after this short commercial break, so don't go anywhere, please. Please don't go anywhere. We'll see you right back right after this short commercial break. What's up, San Antonio? Are you needing to get your taxes or your bookkeeping services done? Then head on over to JD Associates LLC, bookkeeping and tax services. Guys, you can find JD Associates LLC on Facebook, on Instagram, or you can give them a call at 210-816-0357, or you can head on over to JD Associates LLC with your abuelita in your 99 Chevy Impala que le está faltando un poquito de paint job, pero you're going to get your taxes, my friend. Head on over to 4702 West Avenue, number 8, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78213. Now, once you do get your taxes and you get your refund back and you want to say, hey, you know what? I want to get some stuff done there at my house. Well, guess what? Let's get some flooring done on Edwards Flooring Services. Guys, you can find Edwards Flooring Services on Facebook, on Instagram. You can give them a call at 210-702-8297. Or you can head on over there again with your abuelita to 1246 South Hackberry Street, San Antonio, Texas, zip code 78210. Guys, please do not do your flooring with the guy who has got just one eye, or please, El Tío Panchito, no more. Go ahead and call Edwards Flooring Services and get your flooring done for your casita. Guys, Edwards Flooring Services, JD Associates LLC, official sponsors for DeLoco podcast. I guess what we'll do, porque el ambiente ya estaba chismoso and I don't want to bring it down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll go into this question segment, and then we'll go into more details.
Alright.
Detalles.
You lead the way.
All right, so we're gonna go into a question segment here with Mr. Alex Garza that I wrote. Let me see here. About 3 months ago when it was supposed to happen, pero está bien. It's okay.
A ver si it's up to date.
But it's up to date. It's up to date. So we're gonna do this. So it's called. So basically, you're gonna tell me seguro que sí. So the questionnaire is called seguro que sí o seguro que no segment. Okay. Y para la gente que no entiende el Spanish, entonces you're gonna have to take your phone to abuelita so she can translate for you. Okay.
Que les diga qué significa.
Por favor. Okay. So the question that I have that is número 1. Seguro que sí o seguro que no. Las mujeres toman 3 semanas para subir una foto en la Instagram.
Uf, seguro que sí. 100%. 100%.
Y mira, no quiero decir nombres, pero aquí está la Lili y el hermano le miró a Lili ahorita. De volada le miró a la hermana.
Y aparte de acabarse toda la memoria del teléfono tomándose 1000 fotos y de esas 1000 escogieron una. Y luego aparte de esas 1000 ni se digan los filtros.
¿Y cómo se mira esta? ¿Y cómo se mira esta?
Parecen Michael Jackson ya con todos los filtros puestos.
Solo que entonces seguro que sí.
Seguro que sí.
Seguro que sí.
100%.
Ok, entonces todas las mujeres van a andar bien enojadas, pero ni modo. Bueno, los tacos de asada son mejor que los tacos de al pastor. ¿Seguro que sí o seguro que no?
Ay, asada y pastor.
Está diciendo Lili que no.
No.
¿No?
No.
¿No te gusta?
No, sí me gusta.
Sí te gusta, pero
sí.
El de asada no es mejor que el
Que el
al pastor.
No, yo digo que
No.
el pastor es mejor. Tú no, tú eres asada.
Puro asada, yo.
No,
Yo soy
pues,
puro asada.
No, sí. Es que sí me gusta mucho la comida mexicana porque pues ahí crecí. O sea, me gusta de
Ey.
todo, pero si tuviera que escoger como dices tú,
Si llega tu,
Seguro
si,
que
mira,
no.
si llegas ahorita a la casa y tu mami dice, oye, mijo, te hizo un taco aquí de asada y un taco de al pastor. ¿Cuál quieres, mijo? Con una coca, pero bien, mira. Listo. Y luego con un chilito. ¿Cuál
y
quieres?
es que ahí se me hace que sí es asada. Ahí sí es asada. Es que depende de la situación. Depende de la situación.
¿Verdad?
Porque cuando andas así afuera de tu casa con los taquitos, a lo mejor ahí sí compras un al pastor porque no es tan común. Pero ya cuando si estás en casa, así como dices tú, con una coquita y no, ya me los antojaste. Tengo que ir a comprar unos ahorita. Lo bueno que voy a México este fin de semana y le voy a decir que me hagan unos.
¿Verdad? Ok,
ya me
entonces
antojaste.
seguro que sí. El al pastor, los tacos de asada no son mejor que el al pastor. Ok, seguro que sí. Ok. Bueno, cuando vas para el McDonald's y les preguntas a tu amiga, novia, esposa, ¿quieres algo? Y dicen, no tengo hambre. Estoy en dieta.
Y-
Pero realmente quieren comer. ¿Seguro que sí o seguro que no?
No, y luego les ofreces y te dicen que no. Y cuando ya lo compraste, te quitan la mitad.
Sí,
casi
te
todo.
quitan la mitad. ¿Y quieres algo? No, estoy bien,
No,
estoy bien.
no estoy bien.
Y ya acá están las papitas ahí. Mira, ¿qué hacen?
Sí.
Pues no tienen. No, es porque me está antojando.
No, y también lo mismo cuando les dices, oye, ¿a dónde quieres ir? No, a donde sea.
No, donde sea.
Y luego les dices, bueno, vamos acá.
No me quiero ir.
Es que acabo de comer eso. Y
Sí,
yo, no,
sí.
pues
Ah,
entonces
pues
escoge
entonces,
tú.
¿dónde tú?
Ah,
No, pues
¿dónde
donde tú
sea?
quieras.
No.
Uy. Ok, no, está bien.
No, sí.
Bueno, esto, mira. Ya viene el tiempo de nosotros.
De los hombres. Atacarnos a nosotros. ¿o
No,
qué?
de los hispanos, los mexicanos. Ya
Ajá.
viene la temporada ya.
Sí.
Ya viene. Ok. Entonces esto va a ser una pregunta bien difícil. Vamos a ver.
Aviéntala.
¿El menudo es mejor que el pozole?
Sí.
Seguro que sí, ¿verdad?
Para mí seguro
Bien
que
fácil, mira.
sí. Sí, nomás escuché menudo y dije, ya. A ver. Puro menudo. Sí,
El
sí,
menudito.
Sí, el menudo y más el que hace mi abuelita. Hasta le apuesto dinero al que quiera, que es el mejor que van a probar.
El puro nombre shut up.
Ándale.
Mira, yo siempre digo a las personas, porque mi papá sabe hacer el menudo. También a mi suegra también.
Sí.
Y hacen unos menuditos que se dicen nombre shut up. Y yo, ¿cómo que nombre shut up? Porque ya con una...
Y
Nombre shut up.
Ándale, sí, tal de mi abuelita.
Ey.
No, son de esos que a lo mejor y porque
Hijo.
creces con ellos.
Sí, ¿cómo no,
dices,
bro?
te acostumbras al sazón, pero
Pero
no.
si te encanta el pozole o no.
No, sí. Te digo, yo fui de los niños que crecí, puedo decir que crecí a la vieja escuela, que yo no me paraba de la mesa hasta que me terminaba todo. Así que crecí, todo me gusta. O sea, es muy
Sí.
raro que tú me digas, ¿quieres comer esto? Y que te diga, no, nunca te lo voy a decir.
Oye, y ahorita que estamos viendo en esta temporada del diablo, con ese solazo,
De que también comida caliente.
que no, pues que llegas a la casa y dice tu abuelita, no, mijo, mira, mijo,
Un caldo de pollo.
un caldo de pollo, un caldo de res, ¿sí o no?
Siempre.
No, hombre.
No,
Pero
llega
cuando se pone
sudando.
frío, nada de eso, bro, ¿qué pasó?
No, es que ya lo hice
No,
este
ya le
año.
dice, ahora sí, ya hace el menudito, ya hace el pozole, los tamales, enchampurrado, el atole, ya viene todo.
No, Navidad
No, ya
es mi
es-
temporada favorita.
Como quieras, es todo el año, pero
Todo el año.
como,
Bueno,
como
en una casa de mexicanas.
se pone un poquito frío, como que se está más rico, bro.
Sí. Ahí se disfruta porque, no, imagínate, llegas sudando a la casa, llegas casi con un golpe de calor. Y luego, órale, mijo, siéntese.
Estás todo, mira, todo sudado y llegas a la casa, abuelita, te hizo, mira, un calientoso, mijo, un caldito. No, hombre, ¿por qué
No,
quiero comer un caldo?
Me voy a desmayar, casi está hirviendo aparte, te lo
Mira,
dan bien
nomás
caliente.
así, asumiéndote así, con el puro...
Te manda a dormir.
No, hombre, ok, entonces, seguro que sí, el menudo,
El
es
menudo,
mejor que el pozole.
100%.
Ok, está bien. Bueno, cuando hay quinceañera, o boda, todas las tías, mamás y abuelas se llevan los arreglos de la mesa.
Sí.
Seguro que sí o seguro que no.
Sí, aunque no lo admitan.
¿Verdad?
Aunque no lo quieran admitir, ahí vayan a buscarlo a su casa
Mira,
y lo tienen.
Seguro que sí, mira. Esto es lo que pasa. Llegan las tías y ya están escogiendo. Mira,
Sí.
mira, están los ojos de Cira. Ya cuando dicen que ya se terminó esa mesa número 9.
Y no se lo va a
Mijo,
llevar.
Mira,
se lo va
mija,
a
no,
llevar.
no lo hagas tanto, mija. Pero ese arreglo que está en número 9, donde está sentando tu tía Cheta, te lo vas a llevar antes de tu tía Cheta, porque ese tiene más flores y
Está
tiene
más
más
bonito.
está más brilloso, mijo. Ahí lo voy a poner en la sala.
Sí, no. Los hombres llegamos y nosotros es como que, a ver, ¿quién está aquí?
Nosotros estamos encargados de eso, bro. No, hombre, qué vergüenza me da.
Pero las tías nomás llegan y ya empezaron a ver
Mira,
cuál
ya
me voy a
está, ya
llevar.
está terminando todo y están puros tías. ¿Y qué hacen?
Tráete el arreglo.
Tráete el arreglo, amigo. Me lo quiero llevar para acá. No, hombre. ¿Y es gratis? No estoy seguro, mijo, pero yo lo quiero. Tráemelo.
Yo lo van a dejar aquí. No, y están caros, pero como quieran no les importa.
Pues eso, no, hombre, solo que seguro que sí,
seguro
¿verdad?
que sí.
No, pues shout out a todas las abuelitas, todas las tías, todas las mamás que te están robando.
Robando, pero las queremos como quiera. Las
¿Cómo no?
queremos.
¿Cómo no? Y ya están los arreglos ahorita todavía en la
Todavía
casa.
ahí los tienen.
Hombre. Ok. Cuando las tías, mira, hablando de las tías,
De las tías.
mira, cuando las tías escuchan, ay, no me digas, van corriendo porque saben que el chisme va a estar, pero no, hombre, shut up.
Sí, nomás y hasta te escuchan y ¿qué está pasando?
Sí,
¿Qué dijiste? ¿Qué pasó?
Nomás son las tías, no.
Tienen como un radar, ¿no? Que detecta eso.
Mira, nomás escuchan, ay, no me digas. Puede ser así, mira. Ahí están los oídos. ¿No? Y ahorita y ahí van. ¿Qué pasó?
Sí.
¿Qué pasó de qué?
¿Qué
No,
tiempo
pues
es?
te escuché ahorita que dijiste, no, ay, no me digas.
¿Qué
Pues
pasó?
dígame, ¿qué pasó?
Cuéntame.
Cuéntame todo. Si fue, no, yo sabía, pero estaba esperando a ustedes que me... ¡Ay!
Ya sabía todo el chisme, nomás estaba... No, sí se enteran de todo. Seguro que sí, eso sí, 100%.
Bueno, esto va a ser la última y vamos a ver. Alex Garza
Ujú.
va a salir con su propio novela de parte número 2 de la boda. ¿Sí o no?
¿De cuál boda?
De la boda que sacaste, bro. Ahí en el TikTok.
Ah,
Una novela, bro.
Seguro
Pero
que
corto,
sí.
bro, de 30 minutos, bro. Fácil, bro. Parte
me-
número 2.
En cada que subo me piden que saque el episodio.
Bro,
Lo
está...
deberíamos de
No,
hacer,
hombre,
lo
bro.
deberíamos
A
de
mí me
hacer.
encanta, bro, cuando le estás... No, hombre.
Para los que no lo han visto, para que lo vayan a ver. Y, sí lo hemos platicado, hemos hecho de que el script y todo, pero pues nomás no se ha dado el tiempo. Pero se me hace que ahora que tú lo dices...
Seguro que sí.
Seguro que sí, lo vamos a armar.
¿Qué le pasa a Lupita? No sé. ¿Qué le pasa a Lupita? No sé. ¿Qué le pasa a esa niña? No sé. ¿Qué es lo que quiere?
Bueno, eso fue seguro que sí, seguro que no. Aquí con el Alex Garza. Thank you so much, bro. I appreciate that. So we're going back to English, Spanish here for everyone that was listening and you don't understand. Pues ni modo.
You
Go
have to
talk to your
translate.
tia and go figure it out. Go to Google Translate.
Ask your abuelita.
Yes,
She'll
go ask her
translate,
and she'll translate for you. So I'm super excited that we're able to do that. Bro, I wrote those down and I said, nah, I think this will fit. I know he'll laugh and he'll love it. So more than anything, bro, I know when I said the very beginning, I had started seeing you come to church, doing all that stuff. Was there anybody that invited you, or you just made that decision that you were just gonna start going to church and you're gonna be a Christ follower, or how did this work?
I mean, I feel like it happens to a lot of people too, where it was basically like just reaching, like hitting rock bottom.
Rock bottom.
To the point where, I mean, I was partying, I was doing everything. I had followers. But yeah, I mean, it was just that void that I feel like everyone knows that they have it and they feel it. Just people admit it and people don't. And I grew up in a Christian family, right? My mom was always Christian, so I know that I'm here because of her prayers. But yeah, like I said, just partying. Hadn't been to church in like probably like over 5 or 10 years. I couldn't recall right the last time I was there. But yeah, I remember just hitting rock bottom, and I was like, God, like I would always pray to God.
Yeah, I get you.
Right? Because like, oh, I knew the God that my mom, and I like this quote that like this guy said, right? It was like I was God's grandson. I wasn't his son, you know, because it was my mom that was his daughter, right?
I like that, bro.
But it wasn't. But I was just like, I just knew of him. I was
You
his
just knew of
grandson.
him, yeah.
He was my grandpa. I wasn't his son, and that was basically me, right? I kept a distance, but whenever I was in trouble, right, I see Eva, like I was there, like, hey, God, just save me this time, save me this time, and in bad situations, right? But yeah, I just got to the point where I was like, I thought whenever I got a following, I was gonna feel a certain way. I thought whenever this started happening, I was gonna feel a certain way, and I didn't.
You didn't, yeah.
So I was like, what's wrong, right? Like, what's wrong? So that's when, like, I had never dealt with like mental health issues, and that's when it was like the overthinking started coming in, right? Like the wait, like, and then it was like all the like the wait, you're not this person. Wait, like I thought you were this or that, and it was like, what's going on, right? To the point where I did have you ever heard of the 75 hard challenge?
No, I haven't heard of that.
So it's like basically a discipline challenge, right? Where you follow certain rules for 75 days straight. And if you fail a single one, you have to like restart, right? So I started that as a gift to my mom on her birthday at the beginning of the year, 2022. And the biggest thing there was that I was going to stop drinking, right? So when I told her, she was all happy. Little did I know God was going to use that.
Yeah.
Because like when I went sober, that's when everything started hitting, right? Like, because whenever I was partying, I would just drink again to sober, like to forget about
To forget about all your problems that you're
Yeah.
already dealing with.
Yeah. And then real quick, so I like saying this story a lot. It was like, because before, like while I was partying, it was like I would go and drink since I knew of God, but I would get drunk to forget that I was doing wrong by God. Right? Like I would get drunk just to forget. And once I was drunk, I was like, okay, let's do crazy stuff, right? But then when I did the challenge, 75 hard, I sobered up, and that's whenever I was like, okay. I remember specifically one day I'm just there after I came back from the gym, and I felt it in my heart. I was like, I want to go to church. Like, out of nowhere, my sister comes down, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to church. There's this church a block away. It was a block away, not Westover. There was a church a block away from my house, and I was like, I'm gonna go to that one, right? It's the easiest one to go. And she's like, wait. Back then she was working at Planet Fitness. And she's like, this lady invited me to this other church. It's a little bit further, but she treated me really, really, really nice at the gym. So why don't we go to that one? I was like, okay, yeah. I didn't care. I just wanted to go to church.
Yeah, you just wanted to go to church, yeah.
And yeah, I remember as soon as we walked in that first Sunday, we both just looked at each other, and it was like what's wrong with this place in a good way, right? Like there's something here. Like there's something different about this place.
Yeah, that's good, man.
And how we both described it was like we knew God was there. Like, and to this, I mean, you know PC, right?
Yeah.
PC.
Yeah.
I remember we went to the service.
Everyone's like PC. Yeah. Pastor Christian, okay? Pastor Christian. Shout out to Pastor Christian. Pastor Christian is following DeLoco podcast. So Pastor Christian, I want to see you like this video, okay? Reacting to it, okay?
But yeah, I remember going to the first service, and of course, like I felt good. Now I know it was clearly God, but me as a non-believer, just try to deny every single thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, like it's just the song, it's just the music, you know. But and I just remember like I looking to my right, and I saw PC and Nat, but back then I didn't know who they were, right? But I just remember having this pull towards them, and I was like, what, like who are they, right? Who are they? And when I told my sister, she's like, right, like who are they? We thought we knew them from somewhere, and no, until after the service. We literally had to go up to them. We're like, who are you, right? Because they had prayed over us because we went up to the altar. They prayed, so we're like, who are you? Do we know you? That's why y'all pray for us?
Yeah.
And they're like, no. We're like, no, yeah, like you might be from our hometown, Del Rio. And like, no, we're from Puerto Rico. And we're like, wait, what? So now I know, right? It was definitely God, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, now to this day, he's my pastor, right? And like, I admire him so much and respect him so much. But yeah, long story short, that's when I started going to church. And I was still like on and off, right? I started going, I felt God, but back then I didn't know. And then I remember that there was this one young adult service where PC was preaching, and he was basically describing my life. But again, like, and I was crying right through the whole service. And I mean, young adult service aren't like your typical service, right? So it's way smaller. Bro. Yeah. So if you're crying, like
more intimate,
more intimate.
So people are just looking at you.
Yeah. So I was like, I remember like just crying, but I like, again, like a non-believer, I was like, nah, I mean, he's just preaching in a way that anyone can relate to, right? Like he's just preaching, right? And when he made that altar call, I remember that I was walking toward the altar, and everyone was kind of walking towards the right, and something just like left, just guiding me to the left. I went to the left, just me. And I was right in front of the speakers. And I remember closing my eyes, and I told God, I was like, please don't give me a sign that you're real, like a physical or like a real life sign that you're real, because then I won't be able to deny you to myself. I didn't care about anyone else.
Yeah.
But because I, like, you know, like I would keep telling myself, nah, that wasn't him. It was just you.
It was just, I get you. Yeah. I get you, man.
And as soon as I said that, not even 3 or 5 seconds passed, my eyes were closed, and PC just taps me in the chest and is like, I'm talking to you. Like, and like, of course he didn't know that, but you know, PC, like God uses him in a crazy way.
Big time.
So me just saying that, and like, please, like, don't give me a sign that I won't be able to deny. It's like, I'm talking to you, like, direct. I broke down, like.
Yeah.
And
yeah, God told you, you don't tell me what to do,
exactly,
brother.
Basically, it's like, here you go. You thought I wasn't going to talk to you. There you go.
There you
like,
go, brother.
And till this day, like, I could now say with confidence that marked me, because after I finished that challenge, the 75 hard days, I completed it, but I went back to drinking. And that led to, like, I didn't go to church. Why? Because I was hungover the Sundays, right? But now after that, I realized that before, like I told you, I would party to forget that I was doing wrong by God. But after that moment and that experience with God, I remember that I was getting drunk to forget that I didn't want to be there no more. Like, I truly found myself in an area, in an environment that I didn't like anymore. Like, I remember going back to drinking and being in places or going to parties, and like, as soon as I got there, I was like, I truly want to leave. Like,
you
but
feel
uncomfortable. Yeah. I mean, now I know it was the Holy Spirit, right? Like, giving me that conviction. But back then, I was like, why do I feel this way? And that led to a lot of overthinking, because I was like, wait, Alex, you've always been this party guy. You've always been this. Like, if you stop doing it, like, it's the enemy, right? If you stop doing this, if you stop doing that, like, how? Until, like, basically kind of, like, God cornered me into, like, you know who's the only real one,
yeah,
you know?
Bro.
You know, and yeah, I literally made that decision and told my sister, like, hey, I'm going to stop drinking in October. I already knew in the back of my head that once I stopped drinking, I was going to go back to church.
Yeah.
I knew that's what my heart wanted, and that's what God wanted. But I didn't say it to anyone, right? I was just like, oh, I want to do a year without drinking. But in the back of my head, I already, like, I want to go back to church. Like, this ain't it no more. Like, I don't like this. Like, and I was, like I told you, I was partying just to forget that I didn't want to be there no more, because I was having a hard time accepting that I didn't like that lifestyle no more. That it was just like God telling me, you don't belong here. You don't belong here. You don't belong here. But yeah, that was one of the biggest things when I had that experience with God. And after that, this is it now. We're here from October.
This is who you are.
Yeah.
This is who you are now. There's no looking back. That's cool, man. Again, man, I'm super proud of you, bro, because it's weird, right? I took, man, dude, I don't know what it is. I don't know what y'all are eating, bro, but you're younger, bro, and that's 6 fucking seconds.
I wish I was 6, bro. I wish I was 6.
Hombre, bro. Dios me dio bendición de ser una short king, bro. Pero está bien, bro. Está bien, bro. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it as it comes, right? But, dude, if I can tell you anything, man, that's a very awesome story for you to share. And this is the reason why I wanted to bring you. Besides being on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, I think right now more than ever before, the young people need to hear stories like this, man. And it's not stories, they're testimonies. And for people to understand that God is real. And right now more than ever before, people need to know that God's real. And the times that we're living in, and the things that people are living and seeing and stuff like that. And the kind of the corruption that this world is bringing to this generation, that they're kind of, it's not them, like we're just saying right now, right? If you want to go into spirituality, it's the enemy. He's just blinding this young generation to kind of steer away from what God has for them,
to make them think that there isn't an option.
There isn't an option, exactly.
That God isn't there, you know.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And yeah, I mean, that's what I also try to show to everyone around me, right? Like, there is an option. Like, that was one of the biggest things when I just started my walk with God. It was like, okay, what do you want me to do here, right? And it was that, like, that I just felt that in my heart. It was like, show people like you, like young people like you, that there is, like, I am real, right? Because why I started noticing that with my friends. Like, why do I see my friends just going back to the same thing, right? Because I was there. Yeah. Like, the same place I was. Why? Because they have problems, they have this and that they don't want to deal with. But they're not dealing with it. They're still going to be there.
Still going to be there, yeah, regardless.
And the enemy's just like, go back to it.
Just go back to it, dude. You'll be fine.
That fixes it. And it never does. And it never does. And it never does. But once you see the truth, the light that is Jesus, that's when you're like, whoa, like, because my biggest thing was like, wait, if I follow God, that was one of my biggest battles, like my social media and my like, oh, I'm gonna have to stop doing this. I'm gonna have to stop doing that. But I didn't realize that it was just those like desires that God was gonna change in me, right? But eventually, when I just got to the point where it's like, look, God, I'm so messed up that I right now I would tell you no, but I know that you will do everything. It's not me. So here I'm here. So whatever you're gonna do with me, do it. But like I'm telling you straight up, I can't do it. And I mean, a year later, I've posted a couple like here and there like videos sharing the word.
Sharing the word, yeah.
Yeah, you know. But back then, like I could tell you straight up, I didn't see myself. That was my biggest. When I would pray, I remember like, God, take control of my whole life. I'm here to serve you. And then like I would tell me like, what about your videos? And I'm like, yeah, God, yeah. But like in the bottom of my heart, the bottom of my heart, I was like, yeah, like yeah. But I truly didn't see myself doing it. And again, kind of God is like, hey, you're running around that. Until I was like, look, God, again, same thing. I don't know how I would do it. I want to do it, but I don't know how to. So if you want me to do it, just help me. Take me there. You take me there because I won't do it right now. I won't do it. And little did I know, I just kept praying, and then boom, I don't know where one day it's just like, I felt that. I was like, God, I want to do something for you right now. And then he's like, video. And then I'm like, oh, like when I heard that, I was like, no, I kind of pushed back. And he's like, wait, I thought you wanted to. Boom, literally, dude, didn't have a script or anything. And I was just like, okay, by the time I get back to the house, because I was walking, I was like, you speak through me because I don't know what I'm going to say.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to say.
Literally, like, it's not like I sat down writing a word. That there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's like preparing yourself. But I was like, this is my first thing. You speak to me. Dude, grab the phone. I already had in my head what I was going to say, this and that and that. Yeah, he did it, you know. But back then I didn't see myself, you know.
Yeah, you didn't see yourself doing that or being in that place,
yeah.
right? Because you were denying oneself. Exactly. That's what God wants us to do: deny oneself, pick up your cross, follow me. So, bro, again, man, it's super awesome. That's a super awesome testimony, bro, for you to actually speak on that. And thank you for being very transparent, because a lot of people, when they hear transparency and they hear just you being real, they're like, oh, okay, you know, it wasn't all dandelions all the way going there. You know what I mean? Because it's not. No, it's not. It still is until this day. That's what I tell people. It's not. I don't want you to think that as soon as you transition and being a Christ follower is like, pues ya se me fue todo el problema.
No, it's actually worse.
It's actually worse, my brother. You're going to go through all kinds of stuff, and God's going to test your faith. He's going to see if you're really going to trust in him, because he says, you trust me in the good, you trust me in the bad. I'm going to test me in this.
Exactly.
Test me in this. Okay, cool. All right, God, I got a brand new job. All right, perfect. Next week, se me quebró el carro. God, Liga, why are you doing that? No. It's not, why are you doing that? What? Okay, God, you know exactly what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know exactly what you're doing. I'll figure out a way, or you show me what you need me to do. So there's a difference, exactly. Right? No, there's a different thing.
And
there.
What I like telling my friends is also like, or people that genuinely, because thank God people have come up to me and like genuinely asked like, hey, like I see that you're doing this. How did you do it, right? And I like telling them like, God doesn't want anything. The only thing he wants is your heart, right? Because they're like, oh, it's because I can't get myself to read my Bible like I hear people saying like 3 chapters a day. When I was like, dude, if you read one verse, that could speak to you way more than the whole Bible.
The whole Bible
for someone else, right? Like, and you could read the same verse every single day, and God will speak something different, right? Because he doesn't want like the actual action. He wants your heart. He wants you to be like, okay, God, like kind of like what I said was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it with my heart. Like, here you go. Like, you guide me. So the same thing. Like, I told this to my brother too, because he's like, oh, I don't understand this. I don't understand. I was like, don't worry about those stuff. Like, you will later understand, like, oh, this is why. But that's when it's faith, trusting God.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
Here you go. You got it. I'm all messed up, but I know you got me. Like, just take this away from me, or fix this, add this, you know.
And that's what it is, man. And I'm glad you brought that up, because one of the things here is being in the podcast and stuff like that. When I made this 2 years ago, a lot of people from the church, and they're still behind me, right, in what I'm doing. But the entire goal for me to do is, besides having fun with the guests and doing stuff like that, don't get me wrong, I've had many of people come on here, and they don't talk the way that we talk. They don't do things like that. But I'm no one to judge anybody,
exactly, no.
right? But my biggest thing is, I want people to understand is that people from the church, we can also have fun, but the same mission, bro, same thing. When I started, I was just having fun with the people, and that was it. That was it. It wasn't until I took a break for about 2 months, and I had nowhere. I didn't have a place anymore. Like that place closed down, that coffee shop. So I was like, okay, God, I guess that's it. My little run already ended, I guess. I don't know. So I started praying about it a little bit more. And of course, I would mention and talk about it. Like, yeah, I go to church. I'm a church drummer. This is what I do, and have fun with the guests and all that. But I told God, okay, do I need to say something more, or like what do I need to do? Simplest of things that God put in my heart and put in place to me is like, just remind them that I love them.
Exactly.
That's it. And ever since then, bro, everybody knows at the very end, I always tell people that God loves them. Dios Te Ama. Just that little seed. Somebody can be going through something and think about it like, okay, God still loves me even though I'm doing this. Or even though I've done that.
Yeah.
Then it puts into perspective, okay, then let me pray. Or let me find out if he really does. It's just that little seed, dude.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. And a lot of people have a perspective of being a Christian as, I have to pray for an hour. I have to read 30 chapters a day. God's not asking you for any of that. Like you said, he's asking you for your heart. Whatever God puts in your heart, you read a scripture, at least in the mornings when you wake up, the first thing you should be doing is thank you, God, for letting me wake up this morning. Of course, if you got to get dressed for work, or if you're getting up at 6 o'clock and you have to be at work at 6, well, I don't know what to tell you there, right? Yeah. But get dressed on the way to work, pray, do your prayer, talk with God. That's having a relationship with him, you know. God's not asking for much. He wants your heart. He wants you to be attentive to him. It's like anything else. It's a relationship. When you're in a relationship, how much attention you're going to give to that person? All the attention in the world. You're going to make sure you're calling them, you're texting them.
You got to maintain the relationship.
You got to maintain it and make sure it's working. You take them out to dinner. You come back home. You just saw them an hour ago and you're already calling them again.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing. And that's why God sometimes, like, you can be so far away and it's like, man, dude, I haven't prayed in, let me see if I know how to.
Yeah.
God's not asking for a fancy prayer either.
No, or people also think like, oh, you got to go all the way into like a private closet that yes, you could do and it's super good for you.
Yeah.
But you also have to understand you could do it anywhere, right? Like you could be in your car. You could be like, hey, God, like just take a moment, right? And
take a moment.
And talk to 5, 10 seconds, a minute, whatever you can do. And that really changes you. Like if I was to tell you, oh, how did I get to where I'm at right now? Like spiritually and my relationship with God, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I mean, I would be able to like say, right? Oh, just being there. But he was the one that changed everything. In me, right? Like, it's not like I saw like, oh, I saw this click. Oh no, like, no, but now I look back and compare myself, how I started and it was like, wow, like, and I didn't even realize that change until like he brought it up. I was like, basically like, where did I get you from?
Yeah, exactly. Where did I take you out from, and where am I taking you to?
Exactly. So trust me. From now on, trust me. I'm like, if he did that in this short amount of time and I didn't even realize it, but all I did was like, here, God, I gave you everything. I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Gave him my heart, and it's like, wow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not all up here spiritually and anything, but I'm there. You know. Yeah,
and that's good, man. And that's the good thing is, God's not looking for perfection. Yeah, he's not. He wants to see your progress. He wants to see if you're going to actually seek him. He's going to actually want to know if you're walking by faith and not by sight, right? You're actually, it's like anything. You believe that we have air in the air. How do you know? I just know. I believe that I'm breathing air. Yeah. Can you see air? No, you can't.
You feel it.
You feel it. That's the thing. God's the same way. You just got to trust him. Like, hey, you got bills piled up. You got rents due. You got someone's going to pass away or whatever. And that's what God says is you lay that at my feet. Lay it at my feet. Lay your burdens, everything at my feet, and I'll take care of it.
No, and the truth is that life is going to throw problems at you.
Oh, dude.
If you're a follower or not, right?
Yeah.
The only thing that I recommend is like, would you rather go through them alone or with God?
Exactly.
Right? Because how I describe my problems now, truly, from the bottom of my heart, is like, I don't know if you've ever seen that painting where it's like a waterfall. It's like a rough waterfall storm, and there's like a little tiny bird with such peace, like just under the waterfall, and not disturbed at all. And that's how I see it, dude. Like, I still have problems. I still have this. But since now it's just like, hey, God, this came. Here you go. What do we do? Right? Now it's like such peace in the middle of the storm. Like, problems have came, and don't get me wrong. And like, there's sometimes uncomfortable that you have to do face to face, deal with problems. That
man.
From your past.
From your past, you're going to have to do
your consequences, right? But God's like, hey, You gotta bring it up.
Yeah, you have to bring it up. With it. You have to deal with it now.
And yeah, but like that's the difference. Like, would I rather like be stressed and not know what to do than over here is like, hey God, I mean, I'm still kind of worried, but I know you got it.
Yeah.
And that's the piece that no one else offers you. Nothing else will offer you. Money, fame, anything. Nothing will. You know.
No, man. So, and I'm glad that we're talking about this now because a lot of people need to hear this, right? And there's a lot of people right now that need they need God, basically, right? They don't need to hear me and you. They just need to hear God using us to just hear about Him. You know, it's just a little bit that we're talking can be enough for them to be like, okay, you know what? I need to make a change. I need to go to church. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to do this, right? Because everybody has a misconception, right? Of if I go in the church, man, what? Come on, the church is going to be full of humo. Brother, if I walk out, any one of us, we're all sinners saved by grace.
Exactly.
Right? We're all sinners saved by grace. We all fall short of His glory. There's nobody that's perfect.
Nobody that's perfect.
Nobody. And a lot of people are like, pues tú te crees muy. No, I don't.
Like, no, bro. I'm just like you, bro.
I'm just like you, man. It's just I have somebody that can back me up and help me out, get through it, through the same problems. It's just you have to trust them a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like you said right now, it's not going to be. So for me, and I'm being very transparent with you, and I've said this many a times. So when my grandma passed away, so I had 2019 was my worst year. So I had 3 deaths in 1 year. So for me, it kind of had to where God was kind of tugging at me and me realizing that us as human beings, when we want somebody to get healed or you're praying about it, the first thing you're going to think about that when you're praying for a person is you're going to see them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or you're going to see them in a week. Like, no, hombre, Dios le van a sanar de volada. They're going to be out. But that's not the way God is going to do it. He can heal them by taking them home.
Yeah.
Because God says, when you come here, you're going to be in no more pain.
Yeah.
You're not going to be doing anything. And for us, we're selfish. It was like, no, man, I wanted to see them right now.
Yeah.
When you think about it, because for me, I had to think about it. Because my grandma was going through all kinds of stuff with her health, all kinds of stuff. And I had to think about it. Okay. I asked God to heal her.
What was actually better? Right?
What was actually better? He did heal her, in fact. Because for me, this is where God was speaking to me and being like, no, I did heal her. Just because I didn't heal her the way that you wanted her to be healed doesn't mean that I didn't. Because He took her home and He did heal her. It's just we have a misconception of we want her healed and you're going to see her tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're going to see her next week. But God, in fact, says, no, I have something. The Lord's God say, I have something better for you. Let me do this. It's not, you're not going to probably like it.
Yeah.
But I did do, in fact, what you prayed for.
And I feel like the thing is that a lot of times we want to put God in a box and like, oh, this is how He works. This is how He responds. This is the only way. If He doesn't, it's like, oh, no, He didn't answer.
He didn't answer it.
It's like, that's why a lot of the times when things happen in my life, I kind of take a moment and I'm like, okay, what do you want to use this for, God? Like, help me understand what you're trying to do here.
Yeah, man.
Because like this doesn't seem
I get you.
anything at all. But I remember before I could live off of this, it was like the worst time ever. Like I hadn't have a job. I was literally like, my grandma would make tamales and then I would bring him and sell them over here. Like people at church know, bro. Like I was doing it, right? Because I was like, I want to keep doing this. Like I know you got me here, God. But like, what do we do now? And boom, and then I don't know where it's like, you know, it was that breakthrough.
Yeah, it was a breakthrough.
But I had to sit down and be like, okay, God, what are we doing?
Yeah,
you know,
man.
What are you doing? Or even if I don't understand, I'm gonna still do it. But just give me like that peace that like you still want me here. You know,
it takes time, bro. It takes time, and for people that are listening in. So I don't want to take too much. What time is it? Oh, we still got time. But there's a foretell that I was told. So I went to a camp, right, back in the day. Yeah, your youth camps. You had all that, right? I think I was like 15 or 16. And look how long ago it was. I'm already 30. And this was a long time ago, and this stuck with me for a very long time. But it makes what you just said right now, it's perfect. Like right now, it just came to my mind. So this pastor was talking about how when we don't get the answer from God, the answer that we want, in that square little box, He didn't answer it. So he gave a metaphor of a guy that was on a boat. And he was out there with friends, and the boat started to sink. They were trying to save the boat. Those 3 friends that he had with him, they all drowned, but him. So he was there with the little lifeguard, everything. He was there waiting until God, get me out of this. Like I'm in the middle of the sea. Get me out of this. A boat comes by. Says, hey, man, you need help? No, God's going to get me out of it. Okay. A day later, another boat comes by. Hey, man, another boat told us you're out of here. We can help you. No, God's going to help me. Don't worry about it. God's going to help me. 3 days go by. Ya está como el Titanic. Ya está.
Barely awake. Yeah.
Ya viene una small little boat. Sir, jump on.
We got you.
We got you, bro. We got you. No, God's got me, man. He's got me. He's going to help me. Totalmente se murió el muchacho. Llega al cielo. He gets up there. Paul's there. He tells Paul, where's God, man? I want to talk to him. Okay. He's right here. He says, God, how come you didn't save me from the sea? He goes, what are you talking about? How come you didn't save me from the sea? He goes, I did save you from the sea. What are you talking about? He goes, I sent you 3 boats.
3 boats. He didn't get on them. Yeah.
And you didn't get on them. He goes, you chose to die and come with me that way.
Yeah.
Your time wasn't yet, but I guess you didn't see that I was trying to help you and save you. I sent you 3 boats.
He wanted God to do it his
way.
Yeah.
No, I want you to physically take me out of here and put me on land.
Like, carry me this.
Bro, I don't know why.
Yeah,
Dude, and that metaphor was given to me years ago, and it stuck with me because it's the truth. We have that mindset of God's in this small little box. And if he doesn't do what I want in this box,
he doesn't love me.
He doesn't love me at all then.
Care, yeah.
He doesn't care for me. And that's not the way he works. That's not the way he works. And sometimes we can be so blinded where we're so selfishly thinking of our self-minded, like we're not, like we can't go beyond those 4 squares. We can't comprehend it. Which, do this today. I've never told anybody to do it. And those that are listening too, think about eternity. Try to go past that. God doesn't allow you to think past that. Think about it, bro. When you get home, okay, we're going to get there. Then what's after that? It's crazy, bro. I've tried to do it. He won't let you. Like, your mind can't go beyond that. Like, you try to figure out, like, okay, there's eternity and then there's
like nothing. There's like just eternity.
No, God says, no, there's just eternity. Like, that's it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But because we're so stuck in this small square, we think of God like, we think of a small God when God's not small at all. That's the thing. And a lot of people, those that are listening, of course, I know you're going to be like, yeah, but where was God at when I was going through this or with that?
Yeah.
No, he was there. It's just, he did it a certain way that it was best for you, because you thought it was going to go a certain way, or that you wanted it to go. That wasn't the best way that God thought it was going to be. He said, no, I'm going to have to do it like this. Yeah. In order for it to benefit you. You might not like it, but this is what's best.
Yeah, and like when he does things, like you said, the way that we didn't want to do it is like, oh no, he didn't help me, or oh no, he didn't want to, like, no, this is not of God. It's like, no, that's why you got to always keep yourself in check, right? Like, he got like, what was this for? What was it? And then I don't know where, like, it'll click when someone says something, right? Or that's why, or this is what he did it for. And yeah, I mean, it's just that struggle that you gotta like have faith and just stay.
Bro, I appreciate you, man, and being able to say that and be bold to say, your past and where you've come from, because it does take a lot of courage to do that, because not a lot of people like to share their private life and their faults, right? But everybody has faults, and I think with you being transparent like that, people are they can relate, and they can be able to try to take at least that step of faith to be able to try to make a change within their own lives.
Yeah, no, because I mean, I feel like this is the reason that God has me here for.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like I told you, like the biggest battle for me was that like social media for God. So one of the things that he put in my heart truly was when I was praying, like finally, like, yes, like take over it. It was that, like, okay, keep doing what you're doing. Like, just clean it up, because I used to say bad words.
Yeah, I get you.
Double-sided jokes and stuff. And I did clean all that stuff, right? But he was like, but whenever I do call you, you better do it.
You better do it, yeah.
And that's why I've been kind of like, okay, God, like every single day, I'm like, okay, do you want me to share another message? Do you want me? And if I don't feel it, okay, God, like, just give me peace, right?
Yeah.
Because it can also get to me. It gets to you where it's like, wait, God, you used me one time. Why aren't you using me no more? It's like, hey, like, I'm the one that's in charge, like, and when you understand that, it's like, hey, God, like you said, like this little detail in like a lot of conversations that I have, like I prayed over this conversation. I pray over, like, whenever I go to my non-believer friends, right? Like, hey, God, like, just create that conversation or that curiosity in them, and he's done it. Like, one time I went golfing with a friend, and friend that I didn't expect to. And then I'm just like, God, like, you know, like put it in his heart to ask her something, or how do I bring it up? And I don't know where my friend is like, hey, bro, I saw that you got baptized. And I was just like, yeah. And I didn't say anything. I was trying to like,
just left it kind of mellow. Yeah.
And then he's like, no, but like, how is it? Or
How
what
was it?
is
Yeah,
it?
what is it?
Yeah. And then I was like,
Perfect.
there you go. And I was like, nah,
Yeah.
bro, like this happened. God changed my life. And of course, I didn't go out Bible on him, but I just shared what I was in my heart. And I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, you should come every now and then. Yeah, bro, maybe I'll try it. You know, and like, and I know that, like you said, that seed, I'm not gonna be the one to water it. It's God. God's gonna be the one that makes it grow. You know, that mustard seed.
Yeah.
But
That's the way it is, man. And you know, it just takes that one little thing, that one little mustard seed. That's all he's asking to do. Yeah. And it's like anything else, man. I've had people message me, like, tell me, like, man, thank you for reminding me that God loves me because I'm going through this or that. And like, even now more so on my social media, like I'm sharing a Bible scripture every day. And some people have been messaging me like, hey, man, I needed to see that or hear that scripture. And that's just something God placed in my heart, like to just share scripture. Like, you don't have to come out and be like, hey, the God Almighty from above is saying for you guys.
Or we'll strike you down if you don't change your ways.
He's not saying that, right? And it could be just the simplest of things. And, bro, more than anything, dude, I want people to see, like, dude, you walk with Christ, dude. You can be the coolest dude or the dopest. Like, it can, you can have all the swag that you want. Like,
like
he's just with you to walk with you, you know, and help
God
you.
in a box, that's when we want to, you should dress this way, you should do this.
Exactly, bro.
And I mean, one of the biggest things that, like, kind of like, I say that basically God slapped me in the face was like, when I remember, like, oh God, like if I share your word, right, like how am I going to impact people, right? Like I want to be profound. And that day I remember just sharing it. And by this point I had already had like viral videos, and I'm talking about like mega viral videos where it's like 15, 20 million views. And I remember making that one video, and I think it had maybe like 20,000 views, right? 10, 20,000 views. And I was like, oh, okay, God, it was for you. I remember like that one specifically, I pray over every single thing that I post. But that one specifically, I was like, God, this is you 100%, right? I was like, so you bless it. You do everything.
What you need to do.
What you need to do. And I remember my mom was like, started texting me, right? Like, oh, mijo, like it's weird. Like we thought that like people, non-believers were going to be the ones to see it. But the people at my church, like over there in Mexico, they're the ones telling me like, oh, I saw your kid's video. Like, it's so amazing. Like, you don't know what I was going through, this and that. And me, I was still like, maybe my mom is just telling me that because she wants me to keep doing those videos. Right? Exactly. Sigue haciendo videos de Dios. And I was like, okay, thank you, Mom, thank you. But then I remember this one time, I went to Acuña. That's my hometown. Shout out. And I remember like I was outside my house getting my stuff down, you know, for the weekend. And this lady pulls up, and she's like, hi, mijo. And then usually when that happens, they're looking for my mom. I was like, oh, you need me to call my mom? Like that's an everyday thing, right? And she's like, no. But yeah, like with this pause, right? Like she's pausing like this, and I'm just like, okay, like what do you want?
What do you
right?
want? Dinero?
Yeah. Like, and she's just like smiling at me, and I just remember like she's like, I just want to say thank you, and I'm like, oh, okay, why? She's like, no, for your video, like you don't know what place I was in, and I just want to say thank you for being brave enough to share those words, because that really like got really used to you,
yeah, man.
and this and that, and like I just wanted to like say keep doing it, because you don't know what, like when. Like that's proof of when someone says yes to God, just sharing the words that God puts in their heart. And dude, like that thing, like that one person felt well, like way heavier than the 20 million views. Like I could say 100%. Like that one person, dude, I was like, God, like,
yeah, bro.
And PC, I think, said it like not so long ago, like with God is quality, you know, not quantity. So it's like that one person felt way heavier in my heart. I was like, this is what you have me here for, right?
Yeah.
For that 1, 2, like 3 people. Like it doesn't matter if my videos about you get 20, 30 million. Like one person that sees it, one soul that gets saved, there's already a party in heaven.
Yeah, they're already partying. Yeah, they're celebrating.
Exactly. So that's whenever God, like I truly understood. Like it doesn't matter if the videos that you put in my heart that I share get 10 views. I'm still doing it for you. Not for me, because I know you will do the work. You're the one that plants those seeds and flourishes them.
Yeah. But that's cool, man. I appreciate you sharing that. And, of course, last question for you.
Yeah.
And with this, we'll finish is what's going to be next for Alex Garza? What's next? What can people expect that are on TikTok, people that are listening right now? What's next that you are kind of like, what's your heart's desire? What's next for you in your TikTok journey and all that stuff?
I mean, I truly want to take it onto YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah. YouTube is going to be a for sure thing. which hopefully soon I
Yeah.
find an editor that can help me. But but specifically for TikTok, I'm definitely like gonna start collaborating more.
Okay.
Because I was so hard headed like that, where it's like, nah, I can do it on my own. And I mean, God brought me here to this point, but I feel like He's really opening that door now, recently, to do His work. You know, like, I mean, like you said, maybe just tell them, hey, God loves you.
Yeah.
Hey, there's like those creators, because it's creators that also have millions of people. So just imagine what He's gonna do in their life.
Yeah, of course, man. So that's cool, dude. I'm super, again, proud of you, man, and everything that you're doing. Super psyched that you were here today. So everybody that's going to be listening, everybody that's from Westover Hills Church, it finally happened, so you guys can listen in. Finally it happened, you know what I mean? So you guys tune in. This is episode number 42. Thank you so very much, my friend, for sharing your words. And dude, thank you, man, so much. I've been waiting for this. I know, like I said, the scheduling and stuff like that.
It finally happened.
El puro chamuco porque está trabajando, pero no, man, but
it was definitely God's timing.
Yeah, man.
This time was better.
This time was better, man. So I appreciate it. So, guys, like I always say, a friendly reminder, man, is that no matter what you're going through, you're facing your up and your downs, God loves you. Dios te ama. Dios ama a todos ustedes. And I will see you on the very next episode.
Estás escuchando DeLoco Podcast.
Loco Podcast.